Hello everyone, welcome back to another devlog of my game Project F.U.N. I know it has been a while since my last devlog, but sometimes life just gets in the way and you have to take care of it. For the last few months, I have been working on the visual and the core mechanics of the game. I have also made a world generator plugin called Duniya Skapare for Godot. Anyway, let's get started. For those that are new to the channel, I am Kamran Wali and I am solo developing my game Project F.U.N, which stands for Firearm Unleashing Nonsense. It's a shoot 'em up FPS game with permadeath. So once you are out, you are out. There is no coming back. Well, you can by starting all over again. The game is also going to be like roguelite, so some upgrades will carry over to the next gameplay. There will be a lot of bullets flying around in the game, which will make you constantly move around. You can also use different weapons at the same time, and they will be randomly generated during gameplay. Earn in-game coins to unlock new weapons and skills. Every stage will also be random, keeping the game fresh and exciting. Let me first introduce one of the main protagonists of the game. It is called SAIF, which stands for System Anomaly Identifier and Fixer. It is an AI whose purpose is to identify anomalous logic in a system and then try to fix or remove them. Basically, it searches for peculiar bugs and glitches and then eradicates them. In future, I will share a bit more of the story once I get the rest of the main models done, and by then, hopefully the story will evolve with better foundation and also be way more interesting. Since the protagonist is an AI, I had to model it a bit robotic looking to give that digitalish feel to it. Plus, I had really fun making this model as it is something unique I have done in 3D modeling. I may slowly update the model as well over time to match the story and other ideas. So what you see at the moment may change a bit in future. I have implemented true first-person view in the game. This means the player will have a full body model and not just hovering hands or guns. I did implement TFP in my previous project, Project Giant Mech, which was in a different game engine. So I thought as a challenge I should try doing TFP in Godot as well. Fortunately, it was simple enough to do as I already had the idea on how to achieve it. Alright, now let's talk about the player's weapon. The weapon is called MAX, which stands for Mobile Armament Extreme. As I mentioned in my previous devlog, I wanted to use Diegetic UI to show the HUD information and decided to show it on the player's weapon. So I thought I should model the weapon in a way that will show all the HUD information there. I will later in the video explain what each part of the HUD means. Also, in future, I will add the attachable weapons here. Basically, it is like a chamber from which a new weapon will pop up or materialize from. I haven't implemented it yet, but will hopefully do so by the next devlog. The reason why I chose to use Diegetic UI is because it looks really cool and also helps with the immersion of the game. Plus, if done well, then Diegetic UIs will complement the game and make it feel much more better. Also, I made sure all the Diegetic UIs are in one corner so that the player does not need to constantly look around the screen to see the HUD's info. Let me explain each part of the HUD. This is the XP tube, which is like the XP bar. When the XP bar is completed, that's when the player will level up and will be able to choose an attachable weapon. The percentage value here shows how much XP has been collected before leveling up. This is the HP tube, which is like the health bar. The lower the tube gets means the less health the player has. Also showing the player health in percentage. Once the tube has been depleted, then it means the player has died and the game will restart. This is the dash screen, which is like the dash bar. This shows how many dashes the player has left and after how long a dash will be available. I have made sure the dash is upgradable so the player can have multiple dashes and improve the dash availability time. This is the main screen. Here it will show what interactive object the weapon has connected to. If the interactive object is available to be activated, then it will show it here, and pressing the action key will activate it. I will explain a bit more about it later in the video. Later in future, I will add a 3D laser aim that will help to aim the weapon. Maybe also a crosshair, but most likely we'll try to find a way around it and make it diegetic as well. Also, we'll add a Diegetic UI that will help to select which attachable weapon to add to the main weapon. I have also started to use the shaders in Godot using Visual Shaders, which is Godot's node-based shader editor. The chemicals inside the tubes are custom shaders that I have made using Visual Shader. So far, I'm really liking the Visual Shader in Godot and how simple it is to use. In my game, there will be many types of interactive objects that may help the player during combat. For now, I have added a turret as an interactive object. I had to model the turret in a way that allows each body part to rotate separately. In the game, to activate the turret or any interactive object, you must first enter its connection range. If the interactive object is not activated, then the connection HUD will be shown in the main screen. During this phase, the player will automatically try to upload a payload into the interactive object's system. The bottom bar shows how much of the payload has been uploaded into the interactive object, and the left connection bar shows the upload speed of the payload. The closer the player gets to the interactive object, the better the connection speed gets, and then the faster the payload will be uploaded. Once the payload has been uploaded, then a message will be shown in the main screen which will tell the player to press the action key to activate the interactive object. Once the action key has been pressed, then the interactive object will be activated and another message will be shown in the main screen saying that the interactive object has been activated. In our case, the turret will be activated and will start to aim and shoot at the enemy. Once it has destroyed an enemy, it will then search for the next closest enemy and try to destroy that one as well. So this is the enemy model. It has different parts that rotates. Also, I modeled the enemy in a way that will allow for different variation of the enemy by attaching certain body parts. For example, the enemy can have sword-like weapons attached here that may rotate to attack. May also allow to attach different body parts as well. The idea of the enemy model is still a work in progress and has a high chance of changing in the future. The first modeled enemy type that I have made is the exploding enemy type. Basically, this enemy type will try to come close to you, and then once it is close enough, it will then detonate itself and damage its surroundings. I did also add some visuals to show that the enemy is about to explode. So when the enemy is about to explode, it will slowly start to shake and a charge build-up VFX will be shown. Then finally, it will explode. I have managed to achieve this by using state machines. I recently updated my state machine design and now I am able to use multiple state machines at a time instead of using one long state machine. This way I can divide up the state machines and each one of them have their own purpose. For example, the detonate enemy type has 3 different state machines which are move, pre-detonate and detonate. Each of these state machines have their own states that handles the logic. The move state machine will move the enemy close to the player. Once the enemy is close enough, then the pre-detonate state machine will be activated. This state machine will stomp the enemy to the ground and take care of any pre-detonation setup like calling for an explosion VFX pool object. Once this state machine is done, then the next state machine, which is the detonate state machine, will be activated. This is the state machine where the shaking, charge up VFX and explosion happens. Also, I would like to mention that all of these state machines only uses one process function or one update loop. I'm using my plugin Godot Pro here, which is taking care of the update loop optimization part. I am sharing a link to the plugin in the description below. I'm also getting the hang of the particle effects in Godot, namely the GPU particles 3D. Really am liking how it works and the visuals are spot on. Alright, now let me talk about the rotation in my game. I don't know why, but for me the rotation topic in any game engine is one of the most difficult topic there is. The best way I can describe it is that I understand it, but I can't comprehend why sometimes the rotation does not work the way I intended it to work. Fortunately, after hours of studying how rotation works in Godot, I have managed to grasp it and make it work as I will. Still to this day, I don't understand why I can't comprehend quaternions the way I do with 3D vectors. Let me show you how I use the rotations in Godot. Let's take the enemy eyes as an example. If you have not noticed, the enemy eyes does track the player. So when the player moves around, the enemy eyes will follow the player. Let's make it a bit easier. Here are two enemy heads. Both of their eyes are tracking this glowing object. The eyes on the left enemy can rotate fully, while the eyes on the right enemy have rotation limits. Now if we rotate the target in all directions, the enemy eyes will still only rotate in the y-axis. This is because I can also tell my rotation logic which axis it should rotate on and which one to avoid. Even if we rotate the enemy models like this, the eye rotation will still work properly. It did take time to achieve this, but I would say it is time well spent. Also, this rotation script is used in different body parts of the turret as well. The mid body of the turret can rotate fully, which is 360 degrees around the y-axis. The head of the turret can only rotate from -45 to 45 degrees in the x-axis. I have also made a procedural world generator plugin for Godot called Duniya Skapare. For now, it uses wave function collapse to generate a world. Unfortunately, I did not get the time to implement Duniya Skapare in my game, but hopefully by next devlog it will be done as well. This will actually be good for the game because then every stage will be unique. If you guys are interested in my plugin Duniya Skapare, then I have made a tutorial on it and sharing the link in the description below. Also, I'm sharing the GitHub link of Duniya Skapare as well. Alright, that is it for this devlog. By next devlog, I will try to get the procedural world generator done. Maybe we'll add some sound effects as well, as I have not touched that part in Godot yet. We'll most definitely polish up the game model a little bit as well and also add the player's weapon attachment feature. Please like and subscribe because that will help me out a lot, especially with the YouTube algorithm. Also let me know what you think about the game thus far in the comment section below. Anyway, take care, stay safe and ciao!